What's going on, Otaku Squad? It's your boy Ruben, aka Mr. 343, back at it once again. And today's topic for the live stream, I'm actually choosing is our growing issues with SJWs. And basically, I know for a fact that I, for one, really dislike SJWs as much as the next guy does. And I'll actually need a few moments just to actually get everything set up. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. I just actually had to share it on I had to share the live stream over on my YouTube channel. That way, people will know that I'm actually live. So anyway, let's see if we can get some. Also, for anybody who's actually interested in joining, I left a little link right here. I don't know if it's coming up or not. Yep, right there. There's the link if you actually want to join in. Just click on it. You'll pop up as a guest and let you on. But I do actually have some specific rules. Prior to the previous live stream that we actually had, and I kind of feel sorry for that, but if anybody's going to be coming on, please be respectful of all guests. I don't care what your stance is. Do not, and I repeat, do not bash another fellow Otaku Squad member. Okay? If anybody actually starts breaking those rules, or actually starts actually causing something, I will ban you. No questions asked. Okay? I'm just throwing that out there. All right. Let's just see if we actually have to wait for someone to actually show up. Yeah, this is always the fun part. And hopefully, and I would love to actually either have Alice Alucard or JSEPIX4 actually join the stream. I mean, that would be pretty freaking cool, though. We got a viewer on. Hopefully, we'll actually get some guests. Maybe even my usual troop of the Otaku Squad, aka the OGs of the Otaku Squad. I'm sorry. After listening to D&D Girl actually, yo, Solus, what's up, man? It's actually good to actually have you on. I'm really happy that you actually decided to show up. And basically, yeah, I do appreciate you being here. And as soon as I get some guests on, I will talk about the video I just did yesterday, and I'm gonna double down on that. All right, I'm freaking doubling down. But I just wanted to throw that out there for everybody, including you there, Spectre. Because basically, I know that SJWs actually have a tendency to actually cry and whine about crap and say, "Oh my god, I didn't think of the children." Do you ever stop and think about the kids? No? That just proves that church is do as I say, not as I do type of hypocrite. Damn it, D&D girl. Look what you're freaking doing to me. I just can't seem to get the freaking dueling banjos out of my head. That Sailor Moon thing. Say that freaking Uranus and Neptune are actually freaking cousins from Alabama. They love each other. Ding dong. Ooh. Yeah, so it's just the waiting game. See if anybody picks up. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. I just gotta freaking just do something real quick. All right. Hopefully, we'll get some more guests. I know you actually commented in the last video there, Spectre. I really appreciate that, and I gotta say, I'm just really hoping that we do actually get some guests on here. Fingers crossed we actually get guests, because I really want to actually have us to actually have really nice conversation with one another. Oh god, this is actually too freaking good. Also, another thing that really freaking bugs the crap out of me is how people always actually say that they're actually fighting for like real world issues, but they're just doing it so they can actually make themselves feel better and make us just as miserable as they are. Well, there's an old saying. You need to actually be above these people. Otherwise, if you actually stoop down to their level, they'll just actually beat with experience and just drag you down. Sometimes you need to actually. Sometimes never take a person's kindness for weakness. I know that you can't exchange meanness for mean and exchange meanness for kindness, but you see, these people are these SJWs over on Kick Dick. They're by far one of the worst people that we ever know that could actually possibly just be such volatile human beings. Ugh. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Here I am, just talking to myself as per usual. Wait for guests to come on. Oh, crap, oh, crap, oh, crap, oh, crap. So, let me see if I can move your stuff. No, I don't want. If there's a way I could actually just pin something, I would actually do it. So, yeah, like I said, the link is right there if anybody wants to join in. Just waiting for some guests to show up. Hopefully, we'll actually get some guests and we can actually have ourselves a little bit of a conversation about this. because, hey, I figured now would be a good time to actually get another live stream out. Try to actually get some more inputs. Yo, Bobby Campbell, what's up? Good to actually have you aboard, man. I mean, basically, I'm just waiting here for some guests, and you know, hopefully, just hopefully. It's all good there, Spectre. I mean, you actually had some technical difficulties. I understand, but I'm just hopefully, waiting for my usual OG group to actually show up. I mean, that was just disrespectful. What that last guy Pigeon did to one of our guys. That was just absolutely just disrespectful. But oh the Lord. But heck, just having you just actually, in the chat, it's actually that's a good question, Bobby Campbell. I'm still waiting on the other guests as well, but like I said, they'll get here when they get here. Hopefully, if they actually have their notifications on, that way they'd actually would know that I'm doing my live stream, and basically they would actually know that unless YouTube is actually messing with the algorithm again. Not insinuating anything. I'm just trying to actually be a little honest here. I'm just really hoping that, I did, send out a notification via Twitter. You can also follow me there. You guys actually haven't gotten blocked by Twitter by any chance. Or there's also Facebook, but I also have a Discord as well. So, but you guys are going to have, I mean, I usually put the links for my pizza in my videos, so that way. Yeah, it has. Ever since, in fact, Bobby Campbell actually brings up a really good point. YouTube really has gone soft, isn't it? Yeah, it has. Ever since, as Matt Whedon would put it. Oh, God. He'd actually would say Susan Skynet really screwed it up. Oh, God. I mean, I just really hope that, maybe he could actually show up today, but fingers crossed. Hopefully we do get some guests. Why? Why? Just yeah. That's really annoying, isn't it? Too many cooks in the kitchen. Well, there's also another old saying: you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen. But people don't understand that. They don't understand that we're just trying to actually, make entertainment for other people to enjoy. But here's the thing: they just actually see a way to actually get celebrities and other big corporations just to actually pander to the viewers, because we're getting sick and tired of like all this gender identity crap. We're actually getting sick of like people bashing on us for what we like and what we don't like. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Basically, it's actually freaking mind-boggling. Oh God, really hope we actually do get some guests here. Yeah, I just actually prefer having a whole bunch of guests, so that way I can actually get other people's points of views. It's just so much fun to actually have conversations with other people, other than just listening to myself. Because, like I said, if I wanted to actually just do something, I'd actually just make a video of it, get it done, and then actually just get it posted on YouTube. Also, I will actually have to agree with you, Spectre. I wish I could still. I wish I could still certain like dub anime characters. I want to hate people who have different opinions on Vic. Oh well. Well, here's the thing. People should actually have a right to actually, in a different opinion instead of actually, trying to be homogenized into like thinking, a certain way. Okay, yeah, and that is actually also another good point. Attacking what everyone's favorite fandoms because they got their pitiful feelings hurt or don't get along with their mommies and daddies. Oh, I forgot to add, like, yeah, I can understand. Here's the thing: people really need to learn to start acting like adults. I mean, basically, these people are actually just being, grown-up kids, thinking that basically, oh, why don't I just throw a tantrum just so I can actually get my own way? Oh, boy, oh boy. This is why I seriously hate politics and why I don't even talk about it. A, it's annoying as hell. B, I don't want it forced down my throat 24/7. And C, I don't care. I seriously don't care. Okay? Although I never liked Jamie or Monica, Chris Sabat or or Chris Sabat really did fell from grace, in my opinion. I totally agree. I totally and honestly agree. Because, basically talking about a company that actually not only fell from grace, it just splash straight into oblivion. All because of freaking Soiny. Soiny is actually the real issue because basically that company is actually settled in California. And look at how bad California is. And I really don't care about calling it California. To me, it's California. In fact, you got people like Nancy Pelosi, you got all these Democrats trying to do stuff like, trying to rile up more Antifa and BLM. I'm not really big fans of them. They could just, seriously jump off a cliff for all I care. You didn't hear that from me. That's just my personal opinion. But I really can't stand people who actually just go out of their way just so they can actually get what they want. I mean, basically, why not actually work for the things that you've done, like you did? I'm actually more of a work with my hands type of guy. I've actually had a job until the coup happened, and now I'm actually sitting at home doing YouTube podcasts, even doing live streams as well, trying to actually make a name for myself as like a small time AnyTuber, even though I can't show any like anime reviews because of excuse me. Yeah. Excuse. Did you actually hear that by any chance? I could have swore I might have actually mentioned something, but I feel that basically I might get this flag for harassment, but this is all just criticism. And if anybody actually false flags this, I will fight it. And if I have to, I will lawyer up. Let's just put it at that. Yeah. In fact, that does make a good. I like to think that the death of Joel is also the death of Naughty Dog. And yeah, I totally agree with Bobby Campbell. I was sick of politics, feminism, and social justice. Yeah, basically, aren't we all? You know, including Anita Sarkeesian. Basically, she is by far the worst. Everything's racist, everything's sexist, everything's misogynistic, and you need to call it out. Well, but if anybody actually goes and calls her out for her, redundancy and her hypocrisy, then basically she actually freaking labels them and just blocks them. How hypocritical is that? This is why I can't take people like Anita Sarkeesian, Brianna Wu, Zoe Quinn, or any of these other Gamergate crybabies, as I like to call them, any seriously. Okay? Yeah, I just hope that, if anybody actually gets the message that I'm doing my live stream. Also, guys, if anybody possible could actually share this around, I would really appreciate it and let people know that I'm actually live streaming here. But sharing is optional. I just actually wanted to get this out of the way. But boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is why I seriously hate politics. Let's see. Yeah, I totally hear you. They have to pander to a wrong group of people. Yeah, a bunch of fake fans, fake gamers, fake journalists, phony feminists, fake geek girls on Twitter that don't buy none of their products. Totally. 100%. Basically, they just want to freaking be outraged over some of the most stupidest things, and also Anita Sarkeesian is also a spineless coward that don't know how to throw a punch. Oh God! Whatever the internet, right there. I just hope I might actually have to jump off for a sec. I got to make sure that my message is going through. I'll be back. All right. Anyway, I'm back. So I just actually had to. I just had to just share it around a little bit. And yeah, I totally agree. Someone needs to call them out. Teaching these Sarkeesian Silk when Brianna Lumens on Unicorn. Very ugh. Yeah. And yeah, that too. They get fake offended over the dumbest shit possible when someone goes wrong in their or something goes wrong in their sad lives. It's like, seriously, you're actually gonna freaking just have a bad day. Get over it. There's no need for actually just being so mad and so woke about something that by far all you're just gonna do is sit around on social media and just freaking act so freaking immature. Oh, we got a guest. Oh, cool. Hang on. It's Matt. Hang on, dude. I'll let you.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hello.
Yo.
Yeah. Sorry it took me a while. I was having a nice dream about having a three-way with Jessica Biel and Jennifer Love Hewitt circa 1998.
Ooh. Oh, that sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, so I wanted to actually talk about the issues with SJWs today because
of course SJWs ruin everything. And in other news, water is wet, lava is scalding hot, and The Big Bang Theory continues to be about as watchable as Amy Schumer and Melissa McCarthy doing scat porn.
Yeah, that's just the last thing I want in my head right now because basically I'm actually freaking having the deliberate dueling banjos in my head right now. And I really gotta thank D&D Girl for that.
And me too.
Yeah. Especially her Sailor Moon part about freaking Uranus and Neptune actually being
cousins. Fucking cousins instead of lesbians. Like, that's any better.
Oh, great. Now freaking getting started up again. Damn it. Okay, yeah, but basically I did kind of actually say, in yesterday's video, I was talking about freaking, lolicons, but hey, I actually respect anybody that does not like lolicons. I understand that too with you, of course. I know it's not your cup of tea, but here's the thing. It's lines on paper. It's not gonna freaking harm actual kids because basically,
of course it's line on paper. I mean, at least it ain't actual kids getting raped.
Exactly.
And but don't try not to tell this to the anime haters. They're just gonna give you a headache on how Japan has a high pedophile rate, and I'm just like, fuck y'all.
Actually, here's the thing: nobody does research, and I know you're probably gonna.
Of course, they don't do research. We live in we're damn near living idiocracy, for fuck's sakes. And I blame Anita fucking Sarkeesian, and Brianna Wu, and Zoe Quinn, and Phil McIntosh.
Hey, can I tell you something? Come a little closer. Just a little bit closer. A little closer. Don't tempt fate!
Damn it, you stole my fucking line.
Hey, you're the one who actually coined it, okay? Basically, I would have loved to actually have you do it, but basically, in fact, anytime that somebody says something that actually might do it, maybe I should actually just leave it to you. But
yeah. Maybe. By the way, when is Dionysus-sama D&D girl coming?
Well, basically, I left a freaking tweet about me doing the live stream, and I haven't actually seen them show up yet, but they might.
Hang on a minute, I gotta.
Okay.
Yeah, false alarm.
Okay, well,
my mom was calling for my brother, and
freaking, you might want to actually do the DTF line here. I wonder if the SJWs would if they watched the original Double Sailor Moon.
I'm pretty sure their heads would explode, but well, let's not get into on why I should be strapping them up and making them watch Angel Cop Ludovico style.
Oh, hells yes! That is actually one of my personal favorites. I do not care about the swearing or the gratuitous violence.
Dude, the swearing and the gratuitous violence are what sold me on Angel Cop, dude.
Hells yes! Especially being freaking put in a dystopian cyberpunk setting. Oh, mwah! Freaking hell!
People want to call that a bad anime because of the swearing and the gratuitous violence and all and yada yada yada. Fucking really?
Oh god. Basically, if I ever actually had like my own magical girl show, I'd actually not only be adding like, a lot of swearing, a lot of violence, and like, a whole bunch of like other kind of crap. Even some freaking like instances of like, the four-letter R word with some like, good amounts of nudity and some good fashion sex scenes as well.
So, magical girl with sex, drugs, and rock and roll, huh? I'd buy that.
Fuck yeah! Oh god, I just actually got to freaking just play it out all in my head. Like, just like, it's kind of like, a very much more darker version of Puella Magi Madoka Magica. Oh, we got another guest. Hold on. It's D&D Girl. I'm adding you onto the screen right now.
Hey there, chubby space princess.
I really gotta stop playing Minecraft when I know there's a stream. You think it's only a few minutes, like you start at 8, you look at the clock and it's been an hour and a half.
Actually, I kind of started my stream a little late, around 10-ish, so. But anyway, it's good to actually have you on board.
Yeah, but it's still a thing of, I knew you were streaming today, and I should have been like, okay, no Minecraft at least until after the stream, but I'm like, a couple minutes. And the next thing I know, I X out because I got a creak in my back and need to rearrange. And then I come in and it's been 30 minutes.
Yeah, and the Soul Spectre 78 says, I wonder if SJWs would agree if they watched the original Double Sailor Moon.
You mean the
Pretty sure they would.
You mean the one where
they're already reeing at the violence, the swearing, and the blood spray, and the
You mean
the Angel Cop?
You mean the one where Uranus and Neptune became?
And I've been watching that freaking scene this morning again.
Speaking of Sailor Moon, I forgot to turn off my alerts.
Oh,
yeah, I believe Bobby Campbell said a really good thing. They're nothing but a bunch of wannabe Kool-Aid hair having rich, spoiled, rotten, spoiled, creepy, weird, narcissistic cunts that are so desperate to fit in an attention. And it's just sad. These Kool-Aid hair having silver piercing wearing Gen Z land whale circus freaks are also fake anime fans too.
Holy shit, you've been bottling this up, haven't you, Bobby?
Well, yeah, basically, he's actually an honorary Otaku Squad member. I mean, basically, anybody who actually follows me and, they actually take, my opinions to heart. And, basically, just actually have to respect and love for anime. Then you're an honorary Otaku Squad member.
Oh yeah, I talked to you about this last night. I'm pissed about people being like, oh, you don't like that Disney's gone woke. I'm like, no offense, but back in ye olden times, Cinderella would not have a tattoo unless she was a hooker. Are we saying Cinderella's a hooker now? Because that's what's going to happen if you give Cinderella a tattoo. She's a hooker.
Yeah. Matt?
She might as well be a toothless hooker at that.
They don't seem to get... This is what annoys me. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Cinderella. I was never a fan of Cinderella because I was more of the adventurous type. I liked Belle because she liked books. I liked Mulan because, I mean, I'd like to think they'd give her father a desk job since he's an injured old man, but she basically went to keep her father from dying in the war. I liked those kind of characters. But I also understand that Cinderella couldn't, exactly leave because of the time period. And no one seems to take that into account. Well, why did she leave?
Hey.
And it's
like, Pirate Canvas.
What's up?
Oh, PC.
And it's like, well, look at the time period.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine, dude.
She either had to live with her terrible stepmother until she got married, which she does at the end of the movie and or story.
I need a link to the live stream.
Or she had to become a lady of the night. Those were her only options. And that's what I hate about the live action remake. They give her friends who are like, look, we'll take you in. We'll take care of you until you can get back on your feet. And she's like, well, the house was my parents' house, and I think they want me to love it for them. And I'm like, I think your parents, if you were given the option to escape an abusive relationship, will want you to escape the abusive relationship and forget the fucking house. It's a house. It's not a living, breathing thing.
Yeah. It's a terrible situation from what it sounds like, but at the same time, it's like, if you're in an abusive relationship with somebody or you're in an abusive home, then you need to call the authorities and try to get help.
Well, that's the reason why I can respect the original Cinderella. They made sure there was no reason for Cinderella to be able to escape her abusive home in the original Disney version. In this new version, she's got friends who are like, you need to leave. We'll take you in. Hell, we'll get you a husband if we have to, just to get you away from that psycho bitch of a stepmother. But she's like, oh no, my parents love this house, so I need to love it for them. And it's like, no.
Well, I mean, if you look at it like that, yeah. But I mean, I would never abandon my parents' house, even if I was going through that. But I mean, I kind of see where you're coming from. But at the same time, it's like, why should you leave that house for your step-parents to just fucking ruin it,
Of course, there's also another thing. During that time period, if Cinderella were to find a husband, her house and everything in it before the stepmother came would basically be her dowry. So the stepmother would be kicked out the minute Cinderella found a husband.
Yeah, and Bobby Campbell actually brings up another good point. I'm so sick and tired. I'm so sick of SJWs ruining everything.
Hang on. I don't think that's the link you sent me. I need the video.
I want the private chapter, dude.
Oh,
no.
Let me grab
No, I mean the actual live stream, the video they're watching on YouTube.
Let me see if I can get Eddie in here.
Okay, well, I might have to actually pull it up on YouTube and just share it there, dude.
Yeah, because, let me do that.
Yeah, might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Don't forget to tag me in it.
So, are we gonna talk about Mortal Kombat?
Oh, if you want. I mean, basically,
we can talk Mortal Kombat. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I think I've heard some pretty good things about it.
Yeah, but expect some major spoilers at this because basically, I saw it on HBO Max yesterday, and I really enjoyed it. I had a good time.
I have not been able to see it because I don't have HBO Max. I'm limited to one streaming service, and that's Netflix, because unfortunately they have BNA and Hilda.
Well, I mean, I always tell people, if you can't watch it, that way there's other ways you could watch it. I'm not going to give you those ways to watch it, but
yeah, best if you don't, because nobody wants to be pounded by Big Bubba.
Oh, I know I can pirate it. In fact, that's what I've been doing for the Adventure Time thing, because I'm pissed with Warner Brothers.
Well, that's who made this movie, is Warner Brothers. And honestly, I'll be honest with you.
HBO Max, yeah, I know Warner Brothers had a hand in it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this movie isn't that bad. I mean, I thought it was going to be a lot worse, because, you know, we haven't had a good track record when it came to Mortal Kombat movies. You know, we haven't had a good Mortal Kombat movie that was worth watching. I mean, I watched the original.
The 90s stuff was great cheese to watch and riff like Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, like the 94 movie, the first 94 movie was all right. I mean, I like Christopher Lambert as Raiden. I mean, that's one of the best things, was the casting. And
Carl Spectre 78, South Park ain't woke.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, the movie was what got me into Mortal Kombat, because
you must first face your fears if you wish to conquer them.
Because I didn't know Mortal Kombat was a thing as a kid until I saw the movie.
The fate of billions will be resting upon you.
In fact, the first fighting game I ever played was a demo of Tekken on the PlayStation 1.
No, that's what he says. He says, sorry. And he walks off. Oh my gosh. And then you have Annihilation, which is the worst of the worst. But I sort of warmed up to it a little bit because of how bad it is.
Can I say
and it
something?
would be glorious.
Can I say something about Cinderella real quick again?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
There's also the fact that if it were modern day, yeah, it wouldn't make sense considering all the things we have to help women and stuff. But this is ye olden times, you know, when men were a little more brutish and all that. No one ever seems to take the time period into account. It's always, oh, well, she should leave. She deserves better. Yeah, but the only thing she could do besides get married is sell her body on the streets. Y'all don't seem to get that.
You know, D&D girl, if I were them, I would just adapt the original Brothers Grimm version of it.
Oh, slicing the heels and toes off. Ooh, I love that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Also, the dad was a dick in that version. I mean, at least in Disney's version, you can't blame him because death is kind of, you know, a permanent thing. But in the original story, he's like, oh, well, I have a maid that's my daughter from a previous marriage, but it can't possibly be her. And it's like, dude, this is your daughter. What the hell?
Oh yeah, Bobby Campbell says, "Hey D&D girl, could you pass a message on for me to those comedy cocksuckers over at Warner Brothers? Tell them I say go to hell."
Oh, they can go to hell, and the only way I'm seeing Aquaman 2 is if we get a reenactment of that scene from the comics where Wonder Woman decapitates Mara. That's the only way I'll see it, is if we get Wonder Woman coming in and lobbing Mara's head off. That's the only way I'll see it, because that'll fill me with great glee and joy, because that's as close as I'll get to see Amber Heard suffer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would love to see that too.
Yeah. Hang on, guys.
Oh, yeah. Did y'all see that hot mess last night that said that the Paramount shouldn't have caved to a mob? And it's like, oh, you mean the people who were fans of Sonic and were gonna pay?
Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. I got a package, so I'll be right back.
We'll be here. But yeah,
it's a good package.
So,
dude, it's called making money. You know why Birds of Prey lost to Sonic? Because Warner Brothers refused to listen to fans. Paramount listened to the fans, so the fans were like, you know what? We're going to see Sonic because Paramount at least listens to us.
Yeah.
And then the people.
Oh, but don't you know? Fans are always the problem in everything because we're all a bunch of self-entitled pricks. Which couldn't be any more projection if you had an IMAX.
And then the people who were like, oh, well, Sonic shouldn't have won because Birds of Prey was everything for strong, independent women. I'm like, did y'all go see it? And 9 times out of 10, they're like, well, no, I have better stuff to buy with my money. I'm like, and you wonder why it fails. They're appealing to you, but you won't buy it. We who like the original stuff would have bought it if it was like the original stuff.
Yeah, and don't even get me started on freaking successful franchises that ended up going woke. 2016.
Dude, you really should check on that cough there, dude.
I know. Like I was saying, I actually did a video yesterday about lolicons, and basically, I just gotta say, I know that some of you might not actually like it or anything, but it should have a right to actually be existent. And like I was telling Mad Matt earlier, it's just lines on paper. It's not.
At least there's no actual kids involved getting raped or what the hell. I dare not fucking mention.
Oh, my sister sent me volume 2 of the Monster Girl encyclopedia for my birthday. And when I was reading Devils, it was basically a lolicon.
Yeah.
Everyone else is jacked and stuff, but the Devil's like this cutesy little girl looking thing that feeds you eggs and stuff. I'm like, she's adorable, but I kind of don't want that.
Yeah, we have the same. Yeah, we have the same thing when it comes to I think Gate, the anime called Gate, where the lieutenant wants to basically mac on the so-called priestess, quote quote, but he can't do it because of the fact that she looks like a little girl, but she's like 10,000 years old.
Dude, if you look like a little girl, you're a little girl, dude. That's the way I see it.
Look, as long as everyone's legal, I don't care. I'm just not interested in that kind of person. I'm more big tits and stuff. And yet you have the people who get mad if you like tits, but it's like, aren't you the same people who say if a character looks like a child, we're pedophiles? So wouldn't making it to where women don't have tits kind of make it seem like we're pedophiles no matter what? Because you're basically removing what would show they're a woman?
Yeah, it's
dude, don't even get me started on the whole deal with Diablo 2 and the Amazon looking like a man.
Basically, let me just put it like this. It's either damned if you do or damned if you don't. Basically, they just can't stand, actual beauty, especially when it comes to, anime characters. Because,
I'm going to say this. I'm surprised they haven't complained about Magni from My Hero Academia, considering she's a villain and a trans woman. Or was, because she died by Chizaki. But you get what I'm saying, right?
Dude, don't even get me started how much SJWs' heads would explode. They saw Lum, the Invader Girl from Urusei Yatsura. I mean, she wears a tiger skin bikini, for God's sakes, man.
No, what I'm saying is Magni is a trans woman, but because Magni's a villain, or was a villain, again, died by Chizaki, was like a blood water balloon, they'd probably throw a fit saying that Horikoshi is basically saying that anyone who is part of the community must be evil, because it's been confirmed that Himiko is bisexual. She has a crush on Uraraka and Izuku, but it's like, it's almost as if it doesn't matter your sexuality or whatever. You can still be a terrible, terrible person.
Exactly. And, that's. And also, Bobby Campbell actually added this as well. Oh, yes, these asshats bring out the cowardly victim card. I have to tell you, the fake victim card and this fake imaginary fliggy they created is getting old. I totally agree.
Yeah,
but they
I agree as well.
Patriarchy, so.
Hey, I gotta say, if it ain't for either
I'm
men
back.
or women,
I mean,
it ain't for.
I kind of felt bad for Twice.
So what package you get, Pirate Canvas?
I actually got some artwork from my friend that I'm supposed to take to Johnny Young Bosch.
Nice.
Oh yeah, look, by the way, guys, probably didn't see this.
Wow, Full Optimus fan, I see.
Yep.
Yep, I got a new tattoo.
But I feel bad for the villain Twice, because when you find out his backstory and stuff, this is a poor man who needs some help from professionals, but instead he's being called a villain because he can, tell right from wrong, because he will have a mental break if his head's uncovered. And Himiko, when you find out about Himiko's backstory and about how her parents basically tried to stomp out her fascination with blood instead of, again, taking her to a professional, it's very heartbreaking, because you gotta wonder, would she be somewhat normal if they had gotten her help?
Let me turn
and I wonder if that's a commentary on the Japanese mental health care system.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just the thing. Nobody actually, does any research on, what they're freaking bitching about. Because A, they just actually want, the freaking low brownie points. B, they just actually, they freaking act like, entitled children. Thinking, basically, all I want to do is cause so much outreach and crap because I want to feel special. And see, it's not like we even care at all. Basically,
what are we talking about?
Oh, we're just talking about, our issues with the social justice warriors.
When in doubt, Google.
Long story short, they're insufferable scumfucks, and they need to be.
What else could be said about them?
Went on a rocket ship on a one-way trip to the sun.
Oh gosh, they're the worst. Yeah.
Also, my source, I'm gonna start calling Deep Throat.
Funny thing. I mean, that was originally my thoughts on the when they decided to take Johnny Cage out of Mortal Kombat. I thought that the reason why they took him out was because he was white. But the director actually came out and said, "No, we're saving him for the next movie because this isn't his story." Which now I understand.
Johnny Cage is actually, let's confirm. Johnny Cage is actually part Native American. He's part white and he's part Native American. Let's put that out there.
Well, he's part of me, so
yeah.
I mean, I'm Native American and I'm white, so.
Dude, the way I see Johnny Cage, he's actually the true hero of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. But can we actually get into Mortal Kombat, because I've been wanting to talk about it.
yes.
So I love how they portrayed Sub-Zero in the movie. Like, Sub-Zero came off as the main villain, and he was perfect. Because he was cold-hearted. No pun intended, by the way. Cold-hearted. He was just everything about him was menacing. He didn't care who he killed. He was serving Shang Tsung, and that's the bad thing about it. He's serving Shang Tsung. Why couldn't he just be the main villain? Since it's his story, really it's his story and Scorpion's. They are the main characters in this. I mean, I didn't care much about Cole. I thought that he was a bland character. There was nothing interesting about him. I mean, he's
an audience insert, dude.
he's the father, you know, he's a father, you know, husband. I mean, he's a family man. And when I watch Mortal Kombat, I don't care about family values.
Yeah. No,
I want to see Sub-Zero pull someone's spine out.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I play Mortal Kombat so I could see the gratuitous ultra violence.
Which
I want to see Scorpion and
I will give him that
with his hook and say, "Get over here!"
And he did in the movie, and it was awesome. But I will give them that they did up the violence and the blood and gore. I'm proud of them for doing that because that's what
I never really expected them to do in current fucking era.
Yeah, but at the same time, it sort of felt like a PG-13 movie in ways because we don't get to the gore and stuff until the very end. I mean, you see it at the beginning, but then you sort of lose that, you know, momentum when they start getting into like the training montage, which, you know.
Yeah, that was pointless. That was really pointless. You could have skipped that. Many movies have done it.
And it's nothing but them talking and talking and talking and talking and explaining everything.
Like it was Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2 all in the same movie. And I was like, oh my God. Like me and my dad both watched that thing bootleg style, New York style. And we were both disappointed. We were so disappointed because the trailer showed more and did more.
Yeah, because all it showed you was fight and gore.
Yeah.
And that's all you need in a Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem with woke Hollywood. They don't want people having fun in the movies. They want people to be miserable.
Yeah,
that thing was Mr. Anime.
Yo, what's up? Well, basically, let me just ask this there, PC. What do you actually think of that flawless victory with Kung Lao?
Yeah, that was good. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it before in the games. I mean, but I like it. It's still satisfying.
Yeah, that was satisfying.
But it's like it's not until the very end of the movie that we finally get to see it. It's like, damn, I wish you could have shown this earlier.
Yep.
I have a
question. So who's your favorite fighter in Mortal Kombat? Huh?
Fucking Kano, though. Fucking Kano.
What's your question? D&D.
I'm sorry, D&D.
Yeah, I'm just. What was that? D&D.
I remember when we had a skating rink in my town when I was a kid. I would play the arcade version of Mortal Kombat after I saw the movie, which basically told me about Mortal Kombat. And I just thought back to the fact that Nintendo's version, the blood was green. And I want to know, am I the only one who thought of the Ecto Cooler when I saw that?
Yeah, and the Nintendo
Ecto Cooler.
Yeah, the Nintendo back then had very strict censorship. Like they were like, you know, they had very strict policies in regards to blood and stuff. This was before the ESRB became a thing.
Yeah, that's kind of like most people were like, "Fuck Nintendo." You know, I'm going Sega Genesis, baby.
Yeah, I mean, Sega Genesis, it doesn't have it unless you unlock the blood code, and it's really easy.
Yeah. Sega's thing.
CBBA.
The Genesis was Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, and look at freaking what Sony is doing now and what Nintendo is doing. Like, you know, freaking Sony is actually freaking censoring games because of, like, you know, the freaking Pound Me 2 movement. It's censoring.
Don't even get me started on the deal with Sony and their stance on Japanese games. And yet, willing to allow direct, like Last of Us 2 to exist. It's 4-6 scenes with
Man Bear Pig is like that.
BJ wants to know who your favorite fighter is in Mortal Kombat.
Well, that's a good question. I want
Scorpion or get the fuck out. That's my favorite character. Also, Johnny Cage is cool.
Oh my god, it's been so long that I can't remember her name, but she was the one with the fans.
That's Katana. I like Katana, but my favorite character, I always love the ninja robots. I love Cyrax and Sector.
Cyrax and Sector. Nice.
Yeah, that's from Mortal Kombat 3. But if we're talking about Mortal Kombat 1, I have to go with Sub-Zero.
If we're going with the, if we're going with the original, if we're going with the
saw each other and Mortal Kombat arcade cabinet popped up.
Go ahead, Youngry.
If we're going with the original timeline, then I would have to go with Liu Kang. But if we're going with the new timeline, I would always go with Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is that? New timeline? Johnny Cage is the lead character.
Yeah.
Also, Liu Kang is kind of low rent Ryu. If you ask me.
Don't you mean zombie? Yeah. Don't you mean zombie Ryu?
Yeah, and basically, if you guys want to know my characters, well, I actually don't have just one favorite character. I actually like Johnny Cage. I like Kung Lao, Liu Kang, Sonya Blade. That's actually the original timeline. So it's basically, since I just got Mortal Kombat 11 for the Switch, I've actually also got like other characters like RoboCop. I got Rambo. I got.
But we're
RoboCop's such a great addition to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And same with Rambo, man.
Yeah. The funny. Go ahead, D&D girl.
Thanks to y'all mentioning this, if I can ever find someone who's good at creating code and stuff, not Yandere Dev, his code is atrocious.
Oh god, Yandere Dev, what the fuck, man?
I have another thing to add to my point and click game that I've told y'all about a couple times.
Actually, go ahead.
I'm going to add a character who you just barely see her eyes, but she's this walking pair of tits named Betsy Chess.
I actually got an interesting story about Yandere Dev because I was actually going to help him with his game.
Are you
really?
serious?
Yeah, I was actually gonna help him make music for the game. And he basically wanted me to redo a track from the game that he was using because what he was using was a royalty-free track, and he wanted me to basically redub the entire track. And I told him that that wouldn't be the right thing to do. I mean, the best thing would do to just recreate the track entirely, like put your own spin into it. I mean, if you want the same song, I don't mind doing that, but I'm wanting to put my own spin to it. And he didn't want that. He wanted the same exact track, except, basically redone. And, I was going to do it. I was about to do it the same day. And he then changed his mind and said, nah, I don't need it. It's like,
never trust anyone who threatens to kill himself if you say something bad about his atrocious code.
Yeah, and I I don't have anything ill will against the guy personally because I mean I don't hate him because there's no hate in my heart, but I do feel that the guy needs to get help, serious help.
The guy's a scammer. And yeah, maybe it's because most of the game had already been finished that this other guy was able to make a game in like 2 weeks, but it's like 2 weeks, Yandere Dev. I've been waiting like 6 years for this game, and it kind of pisses me off because you keep adding stuff. Why not put out the main game and then add like extra stuff? Like what Animal Crossing does. They add stuff over time.
Also, guys, I don't know if you might have actually seen it or not, but I've actually done a review for this bad boy right here.
Ooh, Common America.
And check out the back.
Your volume's low, Yangery.
Ooh.
Oh,
Nice.
my bad. It happens sometimes because these headphones.
Yeah. Change my mind about this. Common America is actually way better than Captain Marvel. Change my freaking mind.
I agree with that.
I forget the name of the character, but
Common America is way better than Captain Marvel by a galaxy mile.
Hang on,
I got the name of this character, but I remember seeing a review a couple years back. This character gets more powerful the more her costume is destroyed. And I love it. And I love it because that is the perfect thing to throw at an SJW. Like, I think she should be a little sissy weakling by being tough.
Look what I got.
Ooh!
Oh!
Parasite Eve. PlayStation, baby. My favorite game.
I'll take your Parasite Eve and raise you a Xenogears.
You know how much I actually paid for this? I saw this at a yard sale. Guess how much I paid for it?
How much?
$1.
Oh, nah, like that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
What the hell the deal?
It was in a Christian yard sale, and they were selling these games for like $1. And I saw that, I was like, "That's Parasite Eve. I better pick it up."
Yeah, trust and believe that makes sense. That makes.
I mean, where are you going to find a case that has the instruction booklet, that has one of the CDs? It doesn't have both CDs, but it has the entire instruction booklet and everything's intact almost. I mean, there's a little crack right there, but for $1, you'd be insane. You're lucky.
Have any of y'all ever seen a Let's Play or played Fatal Frame?
Yep. I have Butterfly for Xbox.
Yep.
Well, I found at Walmart it was in the discount thing because this is usually the games that are returned and stuff.
Yep.
But I found the Nintendo 2DS version of it, or 3DS, whichever you want to call it. And I bought it because it was cheap, and I found out why it was cheap. It was missing the part that you needed to continue the game. And it pissed me off because I'm like, I know it was only $12, but I still spent $12 because it's Fatal Frame, and I love Fatal Frame, and you don't even have the booklet I need to make the camera work, you son of a bitch!
I also got this. I got Tony Hawk's Ride. I don't have the skateboard that goes with it, like the this thing right here. I'm trying to find it, and I know it's going to be expensive to get it, but I plan to do a review of this actually because, like, I have a lot to say about this game. It is terrible.
Oh my god! Does anyone read Tony Hawk's tweets nowadays?
No.
One of my favorites is a girl coming up to him and saying, "Are you Tony Hawk?" And he says, "Yeah." And she goes, "Why?" And it's like, what do you say to that?
Yeah. Like, I don't even know.
Hang on, I got some more stuff here. I got Fable. All 3 of them.
Oh. You legendary for that, man.
Canvas, I'll take your Parasite Eve and raise you Xenogears, dude.
Yeah.
Yep, I got Fable. I got all 3 of them.
Oh, nice.
And I got Sonic Unleashed.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, nice. At least it ain't the 06 one, so yeah, that's...
I got that one too somewhere.
Man, I need to get up onto my anime collection right now because I need to get back on that. I had a comic book collection. Oh, snap.
I'll take that and beat that.
I'll take that for you. I'll take that off your hands right there. Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh yeah.
As much as I love Aliens, I'm actually more of a Alien Isolation guy as far as Alien video games go.
Oh yeah.
I got the X-Men games.
Oh, snap.
Oh yeah, this is something that Betsy would say in my point and click game. She'd be like, "A lot of
Alone in the dark.
a lot of people hate me. I don't know why." And a little thought bubble pops up next to your head. Well, if they're SJWs, I can name 2 things.
Oh.
Hey Matt, would you raise Gears of War as Xenogears? Nope.
Dang.
Final Fantasy Day 1 edition.
Nice.
I bought this game day 1. And I haven't actually played it. I bought a game and I never actually played it. Have you guys ever done that? You buy a game and you never actually play it?
Oh, I have definitely been through that, to where I played certain games where I was like, yeah, I'm not playing that. Like, I had the Saw game, but I never touched the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, one of the games I've actually played, but I just don't really have any interest in, is this one.
When I had a Nintendo DS instead of the 3DS, I always upgrade when a new Pokemon game can't be for the current system.
True crime.
Ooh, nice.
But when I had the Nintendo DS, my Aunt Carolyn got me Princess and the Frog, and I played it a little because it's like, well, she bought it for me, but I wasn't really into it because it's a cutesy Disney game. That's pretty much it. And it's
You
like,
should have expected that.
Also, it says for true anime fans. Yeah. Basically, this is why I prefer, Okay.
Oh, there's something else. There's something else that was...
actually brings up a good point. Bunch of new and old games haven't touched yet. Monster Hunter's been taking up my time again.
Dude, I still need to get Monster Hunter Rise. And I'm still in the beginning part of Monster Hunter World, to be honest, because I really don't know which weapon I really want to main. I mean, the great sword's great. Long sword is just technical as fuck. Charge blade is a fucking beastly weapon, and don't even get me started on how much fun using the insect glaive is.
Does anyone remember when 4chan trolled Oprah with the over 9,000 meme?
Oh, God. Basically, this is why people always say that, places like 4chan and 8chan, they're actually sort of like, hate sites.
Oh, yeah.
But take a look at...
Oh, yeah. 4chan is a hate group according to a bunch of dipshit NPCs who never even who would never even touch anime in 1,000 years.
They trolled
and
Oprah.
Also, don't even get me started. Okay, good.
They trolled Oprah by making it seem like they were a group of pedophiles or something. And they said, we have over 9,000 penises. And Oprah's like, disgusting. And I'm like,
got my phone here.
God, you've been trolled, Oprah. Oh, my God. Because when you're
hang on, guys,
and you know most of the memes,
Okay. Well, anyway, basically, don't even get me started on freaking Reset Era.
Oh,
basically,
fuck. Give me 4chan over Reset Era any day, dude. I mean,
yeah.
You want to call 4chan a hate cult? Reset Era is that and so much more. Jesus Christ. There's even one douchebag on Reset Era clamoring for a THX 1138 future, for God's sakes.
I don't want to say anything, but I didn't see Twitter managing to find Shia LaBeouf's flag like 8 times like 4chan did.
He will never divide us.
He will never divide us. He will not divide us. He will not divide us.
But I have to say something though. Like in YouTube's show, Anime Crimes Division, I truly feel deep down in my heart, my zombie black heart, that anime is for everybody. Like that there is no such thing as a true anime fan. We only have weeaboos and weebs.
Yeah, but
that one, but all right.
But it's kind of hard not to wonder if there are fake fans when you got the SJWs telling Japanese creators how to do their shit. Like, this is their thing. And
let them be creative.
I call those normies. We call those normies. It's like,
okay, fair enough. People who want Izuku and Bakugo to get together. I'm like, first of all, they're obviously not gay. Second of all, that is a toxic relationship. Why the fuck would you want that for poor Izuku?
I need to wait. Guys, I need to actually do. You want to know something? Like, this is something I've been wanting to do for quite some time. Like, I've been wanting to do reviews of like woke stuff, like just to get curious about it and see how woke and break it down to people. Like,
you're actively performing a Jesus.
I was gonna call the series Woke Breakdown. Yeah. Like, just break down what's woke about it, and then come up with my own opinion on it. Like, to say if it's good or if it's bad, because I always give things a fair chance when I go into it, even if it's woke. I always go into it and give my fair assessment of it, because that's how I judge every movie.
Start with Reboot She-Ra. You should go for anything that's woke. So start with Reboot She-Ra. Because
I don't really care about regular She-Ra. I'm sorry, I don't care about regular She-Ra. I was always a He-Man fan.
You don't have to care about regular She-Ra. If you're doing a breakdown of woke crap, the reboot is the only thing you got to worry about.
Yeah.
Maybe skim the thing about She-Ra just so you have a little bit of history, but aside from that, Reboot She-Ra is woke as hell. I saw a couple things I liked, like that I thought were quaint, like Perfuma and Scorpia. But the relationship of Adora and Catra, no.
I'm talking about movies. I'm not talking about TV series, because I ain't got enough time for that shit.
Okay.
Catra tries to claim that Adora abandoned her, I'm like, bitch, Adora told you to go with her, and you decided to stay with the Horde. You're not allowed to claim she abandoned your ass.
Oh my god. But if I had to say episode 1 for this, we can basically line up every single movie past 2009 and say, woke. Oh, that's definitely woke. Woke.
If you want to get an example of like a woke movie, try 2016.
Terminator. What about Terminator? The new Terminator movie.
Oh yeah, that thing was so woke. Literally killed off John Connor in the first few minutes of the movie.
Yeah, that pissed me right the fuck off.
Yeah, Terminator Dark Fate.
The savior of
mankind. And I wonder why it did so bad. I mean, it's not like there was a lore built up or anything.
Yeah, they said, "Oh, we're gonna kill off John Connor, and we're gonna basically put a limit."
You've been terminated.
And then find a new savior of mankind who is also strong, independent woman. Oh God!
And Last of Us 2 and Gears 5. I actually have Gears 5. I got that for free. Also, I didn't have to buy it. Thank God.
Also, they did the Grinch dirty too. They said, "Oh, we're not gonna give Cindy Lou a father figure. We're just going to give her a strong, independent mother figure."
Okay. The Grinch, like, are we talking about the Jim Carrey movie? Because okay, the one by Illuminations. Okay, yeah, that one I didn't care much about.
Actually funny.
That was just so woke. I'm sorry that was just I couldn't do it.
Yeah, let's.
Jim Carrey actually is funny. This thing, I mean. I don't care what anyone says. I always got the feeling when I first watched it that they wanted to have Cindy Lou's mom and the Grinch get together, and it's like,
wait a minute, wait a minute. What rating was that movie? So I never looked at the rating of that movie.
Rated W for woke.
That's actually.
I think it was rated PG, but that movie was rated R. Let's be honest. Let's be honest for ourselves. That thing could have been what we see on the hub every single day.
Does the Grinch stick his big green dick in her? If it's rated R, you said it's rated R. If that's the case,
that should be rated X, man.
I'm sorry. I got the feeling that that's why Cindy Lou's mom was single.
Hey, they can make it mosaic.
like the jokes itself. That was not PG-13 in my opinion. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. That was like 18 best. That was 18 at best.
I'm making a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Oh God.
People who like the movie and actually ship the two, and it's like they never even had an interaction until Cindy Lou introduced him to her mom. Maybe if it had been her asking for the jam instead of a random woman, it might have worked. But it's like they never had an interaction until
hey guys,
like, this is my mother.
I got to make this announcement real quick. Johnny Young Bosch, he did unfortunately cancel his appearance for Metrothemcon. But he it's not because of Vic though. It has nothing to do with Vic.
He's friends with Vic.
Exactly. But the reason why is because he's got other cons that he's going to, and it's sort of conflicting with his schedule. Because in June he's going to be going to Huntington. You know, he's going to be in Huntington, which I'm going to that. So, but I just got a message from Metrothemcon telling me that.
Personally, I would think if he was invited to Sax Anime and he canceled, it'd be because those fucking assholes at Funimation read like little whores and got Vic uninvited. So he'd be like, you know what? Since Vic's not allowed to come, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
But whores.
Yeah. But yeah,
Chris Sabat is the pimp.
Damn. Like, tell us how you really feel.
You scorched earth much there, chubby space princess?
I don't care.
I don't care.
Keeping
I love it.
Or defending Vic, they're all little whores with Chris Sabat being the pimp.
Hey,
he is a fucking pimp because
pimping ain't easy.
God, you're making me feel old there, pirate.
Same.
To pay off a young voice actress, I tell her all you gotta do is get proof he has the casting couch, and then say on recording that you'd be willing to suck his pickle in exchange for Marchie being fired because she's an old hag.
Did you?
Comes out, that would prove everything, and hopefully KV would shut their fucking gob holes.
Hey, D&D girl, I have a question for you. How many times do you think Chris Sabat washes that couch?
I don't even want to think about it, dude.
I think I have an answer. As many times as he basically gives his substance to Momokun.
Oh my God, we're even including Momokun too?
Yeah. Why not?
I mean,
all the anime characters.
I mean, someone actually did a comic where they have Chris talking to various characters, and they had Mina, and someone said, well, technically she's 18 and this, and I'm like, but she's still a child right now, so it's weird.
Kuwabara. Kazuma Kuwabara here. I got a sword.
Either the couch is solid white and hard as a brick, or you could shine a black light on it and it would glow.
Yes.
Okay.
Glow bright
Animix
as a.
actually wants to get on. Hang on, dude. I'm actually gonna have to resend the link here in a sec. So, hang on just a second.
Does he has a sword?
And then here you go.
20 bucks.
Right. Okay, there's the link if you actually want to join on. So, I'll be more than happy to
says
actually.
Chris Sabat has a stubby pickle.
Yeah, let's just hope that nothing happens like last week.
Oh
Like,
yeah, oh yeah, oh Pirate, you weren't here for this, but holy hell!
I watched it though.
Yeah,
I always watch your streams.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys might have actually seen it or not, but yesterday I was actually doing a like a stance on Lolicon type video yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
I know that's not really. Yeah, basically, I'm just gonna come around and say this again. I'm doubling down on this. I don't care if it's actually, fake or not. I don't care if it's people think it's disgusting. It should have a right to be existent.
The thing though with Lolicon is, I mean, they're fake. They're fictional characters. They're not real. If you want to beat off to that, that's fine. Me personally, I don't care too much about it myself.
Yeah,
but I'm not.
Just give me hot one with tits and ass
to...
and call it a day.
Well, I got the show for you, High School DxD. It has everything for everybody. You don't like a small, go for a small meal. If you like the medium, well, there's that too. If you like the large, there's that in there too. But for God's sakes, people, let the kids have the Happy Meals because they're for fucking kids.
And speaking of Happy Meals, we are finally getting the anime that we all wanted. We are finally getting. Yeah, we kind of already get that, but we're getting it again. We're getting the return of The Devil is a Part-Timer, baby.
Hell yeah! I've been waiting for a season 2 of that.
When you said
I'm more excited for Genrobo Arc, to be honest.
Yeah,
The Devil is a Part-Timer.
We gotta really get fast. All right, hold on. We got Animix. Hold on, dude. And Yon. There you go.
Hi there, Major.
Hello. What's up?
Hello. I'm just gonna say this. There are actually people who look like children but are like in their 20s or 30s. But
that's because they actually take care. That's because they actually take care of themselves. Not.
I can't hear you.
Well, whatever it is, it's like no one wants to acknowledge that. It's like there are people who look young but are actually of age. So you claiming that Lolicons is for pedophilia kind of invalidates these poor people because you're saying they're freaks of nature for looking young.
Mm-hmm.
If you get freaking look at Uzaki-chan, for instance. Like how people are always comparing her as like an underage child when actually she's actually of age, and she's in college too.
Yeah,
there is such a thing as short stack babes, for God's sakes, and
there's a thing called petite.
Go to Japan, you'll see plenty of them.
Can people hear me now?
And Korea.
I can hear you. I can hear you, Animix.
Okay, that's good.
An actual bitch who said anyone under 5'4" was sus and must be a child. I'm like, I'm fucking 5'2", you fucking whore. I'm gonna be 33 on the 28th of April.
My opinion on Lolicon. Here's my opinion on it.
Understand how? Look, I'm actually 6 foot even, okay, and I'm actually a huge guy. Basically, like what's up?
I think Animix was gonna talk before you did.
No, it's fine. I'm a little bit, kind of lazy today. I'm not feeling too well. I mean, I'm feeling okay, but just not really in the mood. The thing is about Lolicon is that, it is fictional and stuff like that. And as long as it's not harming anybody and stuff, do what you want to do. But I still think it's a little fucking weird, because it's not about the contents of the lowly con. It's more like the mentality of the person who's watching it. If you're not watching it for any malicious intention of hurting actual children, then I really don't give a fuck.
Right. And I mean the same logic like that though, it can also apply to video games. Like if people are playing violent video games, you know, does that mean that they're necessarily going to go out and commit a murder spree? No.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean
as long as they're not hurting anybody.
People have been blaming video games for violence since Columbine because the two guys who shot up the school just so happened to play Doom, and it's like that's a coincidence.
I play Doom, and I'm not gonna go out and shoot.
You know what other games they were playing besides Doom?
Man?
You want to know what other games they were playing besides Doom, though?
What?
Candy Crush. Candy Crush told me to go shoot up a school.
Oh my god!
That's fucking retarded.
Of course, Candy Crush. Anyone playing that shitty game would make
this game is so shitty. Get my gun. Okay, I'm ready.
Where's my fucking candy?
Like I said, Candy Crush. I don't play trash like that. That fake ass Tetris.
Tetris. That fucking block puzzle game. I'm gonna stack a block.
I'd much rather play Puyo Puyo than Candy Crush. I'm not gonna lie, dude.
Mario taught me how to jump on people.
Imagine if someone shot up a place and started rearranging the corpse like
I'm such a bad
Tetris.
person. I'm such a bad person. I'm such a bad person because I make fun of some of these tragedies. Sometimes I can't help it. It's like
hey, that's why we call it dark comedy, dude.
Yeah.
But you already know the SJWs is gonna read that shit out of here. You know, and say, "Oh, it's offensive," even though it is offensive. But you know,
yeah, but they can't handle dark comedy in this era. We're literally in the era of Demolition Man. I said this before.
Yes, Demolition Man. Hey, I agree. 100%. I agree.
Funny, pirate.
Dude, we're in the era
I call
of
it bitchness, man. But that's what.
Shimonetta with a sight of Brave New World.
The only good thing that will come out of that era of Demolition Man in our era is the fact that if somebody is not somebody will go to jail if they try to get somebody pregnant. That will definitely help out our society in a big way, because people just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna have sex. Nothing will bad will happen."
I mean, the next step. I mean, since we're living in demolition, since we're living in a Demolition Man sort of scenario, I mean, what's next? Minority Report? Are we gonna predict murders and stuff?
Dude,
and if it's rape, instead of having red balls, I mean, you could have blue balls.
Dude, I'm actually surprised the franchise wars hasn't happened yet. Give me a franchise wars with giant ass tank robots and shit, man.
Demolition Man was the future predicting thing. I thought that was the thing with Stallone, where you gotta use seashells to wipe your ass.
Yeah, Minority. I mean, apparently we sort of do live in a Minority Report now.
Because I want to pilot a gunhead, for God's sake.
But I found out how to use the three
discovered Tex-Mexium again.
Oh, God, he found out seashells.
I was gonna say we sort of now live in that sort of era, you know, the Minority Report thing, because I mean, if you looked at the Derek Chauvin case, you know, everything that's going on around that, you know, that's sort of how people are. I mean, you could just charge murder on somebody without intent.
Yeah, let's throw out the whole innocent until proven guilty thing and call it a day.
Yeah,
well,
that's unfortunate.
But
go ahead, Zombie.
But if we think about it, if we do get bio basically engineered and basically sent into a deep sleep, we actually get a skill. We basically become our own little My Hero Academia.
Dude, if that were the case, make me a mecha pilot, dude. Make me a mecha pilot.
I wish I had a death note.
You said you figured it out. How do you use them?
Well, you basically do your business on one shell. You basically use the other shell to basically close it up, throw it into the garbage, and you wipe your ass with the last one.
Someone
That
asked me.
sounds nasty.
Someone asked me if I had a death note.
Don't blame me. Blame Stallone because he explained it on his Instagram. Don't blame me. Blame the man.
And that's somehow more sanitary than using TP.
No. Hold on, someone's talking about a death note.
I was gonna say, like, someone asked me a while ago, like, if I had a death note, who would I write? And normally, in most cases, I wouldn't want to see anyone die. But I mean, if I had to choose one person to write their name in the death note, it would probably be that no good goddamn son of a bitch, Carol Baskin.
If I had a fucking death note, I would write Joe Biden's name in that bitch.
Oh, dude, so would I, man. So would I.
I think would be Amber Heard.
Also added Kamala Harris.
And Bill Gates. I will kill that motherfucker too. Write his whole name in that fucking death note. I swear to God.
Don't forget to add in Kamala Harris too.
Yeah, that bitch too. I'll fucking write her name in that fucking book too. Don't forget that bitch. You're right. Thank you, Matt.
This is what I write with Amber Heard. Amber Heard falls, breaks her nose, and chokes to death on her blood.
Yeah. Man, I hope Joe Biden gets caught in some kind of fire and that nigga get burnt to fucking death.
Okay, let's calm down. Calm down, Edgelord. We basically understand. We get you. We get you. We with you. We with you on this. But definitely let's keep it to just basically a few seconds of life and basically call it even, or just get hit by truck coon and basically call it even, or basically just some Final Destination shit and then we call it even.
I like what Alex Kogan wrote. Build a time machine and write out Karl Marx with the note and call it a day. Dude, that might have saved more lives than we might have even thought.
I love the memes that came
Spectre 78 asks, so what supernatural being would be perfect for a waifu?
That's a good question.
I can't think of anything.
I think I know. I think I know. I would definitely go with a space Oni. Yeah, I gotta go with Lum. Like Lum from I think it was Invader Girl Lum.
That's my girl, damn it!
Yup.
I don't know. I don't know what mine would be. One of them is Motoko, but she's not supernatural. She's more of a machine, a soul inside a machine, but that's good enough.
Let's just go with space vampire, dude, and call it a day.
Poppy. I'd wait for it to be legal just so people wouldn't read, but Poppy from Monster Matsume.
Oh, trust me, if I had the chance, I would basically just go with all from... I'm trying to remember the name of the anime that everybody hated for one moment, then it got top ratings.
Basically, my perfect waifu would be, well, I'm always a sucker for cat girls, okay? I mean,
I like cat girls. It's okay.
I have to go with Cyclops
girls. I gotta mention Anna and Unapuma from Dominion Tank Police and call it a day, dude.
Mine would be Misfortune from fucking Skullgirls.
Oh yeah, definite.
But anyway, I gotta admit this. Some funny shit came out of Biden saying if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Like N-word Bob said he wasn't voting for Biden, and you see this video of a SpongeBob pillow that's gray, and someone takes a vacuum and sucks out all the dust, and it says he said he wasn't voted for Biden, and it was called N-word Bob because I'm respectful and I don't want to say the actual word. And then there was this comic where they have Biden dressed as Palpatine, and you got this black girl being held by two of his lackeys. and he says, "You will vote for me," and she's like, "I'll never vote for you," and then he just sucks all of the melanin out of her skin, turning her white.
The
Oh
only
my
person,
God,
the
that is
only
so
person,
stupid.
the only person that
You know, he's probably doing
Dark
something
Elf.
like that in his fucking basement. He's probably doing some shit like that in his nasty, disgusting, semen-filled basement with his old ass tripping on stairs.
No. We're getting people confused with Yandere Dev. We're getting them confused right now.
Oh God!
No, because Yandere Dev is not nearly as bad as Joe Biden. Joe Biden is this dude. Don't even get me started. Because Yandere Dev is more forgivable.
Son of a bitch! Really, motherfuckers?
Like, dude, Yandere Dev basically.
Does anyone remember that mission Yandere Dev added where you can save first girl's cat from like a weeaboo or an otaku, whatever you want to call him? Am I the only one who thought it looked like Yandere Dev with glasses?
Yeah. Like literally, Yandere Dev literally spent thousands of dollars on a sex toy.
Why?
Was it a big sex
you
toy?
could have saved
you know what?
fucking money for something more important. That fucking idiot. I don't like talking
know
about
what's
Yandere
worse?
Dev. Everybody fucking talks about this dude under the sun.
Was it a good sex toy? I love those.
But
I love them really
anyway,
big.
back to Biden. I think he's going senile because one of his other things was the poor kids are just as smart as white kids, and I'm like, excuse me, I grew up poor. What the hell are you saying, Biden? That only people who aren't white are poor? What the fuck?
Biden is just an idiot.
That's just
who voted for this fucking moron? Who voted for him? Oh wait, it got rigged. Never mind.
Like the only reason why I voted.
What the hell did we start talking politics in this stream? I thought Mr. Animated made it perfectly clear about politics.
You're right.
Yeah,
I just said I will write his name in a death note. Hope that dude burns alive, but whatever.
No politics in here.
Although, Matt, I will bring up a good point here. This is actually going to be a pass here, all right? So.
Okay. Sorry about that.
We're just making jokes about it anyway.
Let's just say we're trying to keep this as politics free as humanly possible, dude.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing that from now on.
I think I would add an XP of Yandere Dev who follows Betsy Chest around with this doll saying, my anime goddess.
Yeah, he probably is doing that.
And then the character who you play as, either the female
Ayano
character or the
Ashi.
girl
Well, that's not inappropriate.
And the guy character would be like, who the hell is that? And she says, I don't know. He keeps saying I look like a goddess from this show called My Sexy Goddess. I don't know. Because that's the whole point of the mission with the character that I said looks like Yandere Dev, is he steals the first rival's cat so that he can try and blackmail her to send pictures of herself because she looks like an anime character he loves.
So basically, it's going to be kind of like Otaku Adventures.
Well, it's basically a take on all people who would ruin video games. Like you'll get an XP of Anita Sarkeesian who will complain about the patriarchy, and you'll be given the choice to punt her into the sun.
I would pay money just to have like a character of myself, basically be that shady dude with a hat on, not showing my eyes or anything, hentai levels, and then just basically saying, hey, you, basically, you want to basically save? Here you go.
Dude, if you were to put an XP of me in your video game, make sure you put in an XP of Professor Otaku too, so I punt him in the dick.
How about if I
And if
wear
you're
a red hoodie with a scythe and go fucking kill a Neo Sarkeesian video game form?
Basically, for me,
Neo
though,
Gaff.
in fact, if you're gonna do it with me, why not actually have me wear a freaking boxing glove, knocking the hell out of freaking Mother's basement?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I watched his. I
will
went
power
back and
punch
actually
that dude right in his fucking
Well,
ribs.
well,
Actually,
if I can find someone who's good at coding and stuff, I'll try to make a game. But if all of y'all want a character of yourself that's punting someone else, I can make it like a betting ring or something where you can bet on who'd win. And depending on who you chose, they'd win because you gotta keep the thing going. But so there'd be a chance you might lose to Mother's Basement if whoever was playing chose Mother's Basement. But basically, I would make Mother's Basement the most despicable, obnoxious character there is, so that people be like, you know what, I'm going for Mr. Anime because he's not a tool.
Yeah, and basically, it's like, ting! I'd actually be sending freaking Mother's Basement with Anita Sarkeesian into the sun.
He did a terrible video.
So hard. Detroit.
Whoa, guys.
Actually,
go ahead,
sorry.
PC.
I was going to say, speaking of Mother's Basement, I actually went back and watched his video about Goblin Slayer. And, I haven't seen anybody do any responses to it. I mean, like anyone, actually rebut anything he said in his videos. But there's another reviewer that I was actually going to say that I think is almost as bad as Mother's Basement when it comes to getting anime wrong. That would be Bennett the Sage.
Oh God, I hate Bennett the Sage.
Am I the only one that saw that?
Trashes on good classic anime and thinks himself an otaku.
Who's this Bennett Sage guy?
Is he the guy that did that one movie with the anime cockroaches? Like he was the critic from, Jay Sherman from The Critic from the 90s.
Like he basically made a video about Akira, and it was so bad. Like,
is he the guy that wears the hat?
Yeah, doesn't
he comes off as so stupid.
Sherman was basically a joke.
Yeah, and like the entire review is nothing but him making fun of the dub. Which here's the thing: I like the streamlined dub of Akira, which I know it wasn't actually
streamlined dub of Akira any day, dude.
I mean, it's got problems. I mean, it definitely has its issues. I mean, there's some things that are sort of muddy in the translation, but at the same time, it's still watchable. You just have to pay more attention to it.
PC. The name sounds familiar, but it's basically a thing of I probably watched him once upon a time, but I don't remember him now.
Like, trust me, you'll know who he is because the fact that every single video that he has like a green a green background for each one of his videos. Like, if he's reviewing something, he will basically have like a hat on. Is he the
one with the opening that goes, "You cannot hurt me"?
Yeah.
Okay, now I know who you're talking about. I haven't watched that fat bastard in a long time.
Well, he's not fat
skinny.
anymore.
He's not anymore. Yep, he's not fat anymore. He's skinny. He actually
that tells you how
out.
long it's been then, because
I mean, good on him. Okay, I mean, good on him that he's losing weight and trying to get his life figured out. But his opinions on anime are terrible. Like his Grave of the Fireflies review. Dear God,
that's awful.
Like he says that the legacy of the movie will always be that it's a sad movie. I mean, so what? It's a sad movie. I mean,
it's a sad movie.
A lot of
you watch.
There are good movies that are also depressing. I mean, see also End of Evangelion, for God's sakes. I know it's not the greatest example, but still.
A lot of people still cannot figure out Evangelion to this day. Like, they still don't get it.
I do.
My dad,
dude, I just watch Evangelion for And for the giant kaiju fights, it's not much else.
When I was younger, my dad would watch Studio Ghibli films with me because and this was like before we had House Moving Castle or anything else, so I'm lacking in some movies that came after. But he would watch all the Ghibli films with me that my aunt got me a special box set for my birthday when I was 13, I believe. And the one movie he said he didn't like was Grave of the Fireflies because it made him sad. Sad because
it's supposed to be sad. I mean, what? I mean, who says that a good movie has to be uplifting?
Yep,
exactly.
I know, but I'm just sitting here like.
I mean, it's based on a true story, so But
while it is a sad movie, it's like Porco Rosso isn't exactly happy either. The guy still remains a pig.
I mean, okay, Grave of the Fireflies. It's based on a true story, but the story is actually told in a fictitious manner, because it's based on a short story, and basically it was going like what's going on in the story is it's during World War II.
Oh my fucking God.
And Bennett, Bennett just didn't even understand what was going on. Like, it's like he just looked up a review and just repeated everything that everybody else was saying, and ignoring the movie.
People need to have their own opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Which he even got his information wrong. He said that it was based on a novel, which was never translated, which is not true at all. That is not true. Grave of the Fireflies is not a novel. It is a short story, and it was translated into English. It's in the Japan. It was in some article, some Japan Daily or something, and it was translated into English.
There was a live action version made, and the only thing I like about the live action version is you can sympathize with the aunt because in the live action version, her husband has gone off to war and she has like 5 kids, and now she has to take care of her niece and nephew. In the animated version, you're like, the aunt's kind of a bitch. She only has the one daughter, and she's basically telling her niece and nephew they're only going to get rice porridge, even though I think some of that rice was, the boy, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I'm forgetting names. But if I remember correctly, that rice was his. So technically, he could be a little asshole and say, you know what, this rice is only for me and my sister because it was bought for me and my sister, not you, you fucking cunt telling me I'm only going to get rice porridge.
Yeah, and the thing though is, like, with the movie, like, the themes of the movie is basically, the choices that we make, and what the consequences are for those choices. Like, Seta, he makes all the wrong decisions, and that's what ultimately leads to their death. He thinks that he could take care of his sister, yet he has no way of taking care of her. Like, he doesn't have a job. He doesn't, work for anything. He steals everything, thinking that that's the only way for him and his sister to survive, and that's not the case.
Look, my point is the aunt only had the one daughter. In the live action one, you can understand. Her husband's gone to war. She has 5 kids to feed already, so you can understand her being like, no, since you don't have a job, you're going to get what I give you. But in the animated version, she only has the one kid, and it's like, you're telling me you don't have enough food to let this kid have a rice bowl for lunch?
I mean, honestly, I would have rather lived with my aunt that was abusive to me than, try to do things on my own when I don't have the resources to do it. It's like with reality. If you don't have a job and you don't have no means of income, how are you going to support yourself, let alone a second person?
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have no, resources to go to or anything like that, how are you going to take care of yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're in the worst situation, there's people that are in much worse situations than that, yet they can't leave because they know that if they do, then they won't make it in this world. This world.
Okay, well, how about this at least? Was his aunt expecting a 3-year-old to go and get a job? Why is the 3-year-old?
He wasn't 3. He was 16. He was 15 or 16.
3-year-old, as in the sister.
The sister? I mean,
is the aunt expecting the 3-year-old little girl to go get a job?
No.
To be allowed a rice ball? Why is she being forced to eat porridge? If it had just been the main character, I'd have been like, okay, that's fair. But a little girl who's not old enough to get a job.
I don't think she was referring to the little girl. Because Seta, he thinks that he could take care of his sister by himself, that he doesn't need a grown up or anybody else. And that's what leads them to die. Wow. The choices that you make, they have dire consequences.
Yeah.
So true.
Does it always have dire consequences though? Does it have good consequence?
Not all the time, but I mean, if you make the right choices, like if you get a job, then you're going to have income. And usually 9 times out of 10, that income's going to build and you'll be able to afford a house, or you might be able to feed your stomach, have electricity or water, You got to think about that before you decide to take care of another person, because that's a responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah, that right there, you're taking care of another life.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is a huge responsibility.
If he was taking care of himself, that'd be a lot different.
Yeah.
Of course, if we look at Japan, they're not very good with mental health and stuff. So you have a kid who just lost his mother, doesn't know if his father's going to be coming home from the war.
Mm-hmm.
So and then you got to factor in World War II, where mental health was even worse around the world, not just Japan. You realize that you have an aunt who should have been sympathetic enough to understand that, maybe a couple weeks and then say, look, you need to get a job, just to give him time to mourn the loss of his mother. But
like the child's gonna die, and eventually, let's be honest right now, with how much the aunt was giving the child is probably going to die from
nutrition, lack of nutrition.
Nutrition.
Hey, Dionysus.
Pretty much.
Hey there, Shimonetta dude.
Sup, heathens. Sorry that I'm ready.
That's a good anime.
Yeah.
So I have to ask this question. What do you guys think about the comparison between anime nowadays and anime from the 90s? Which one a lot of you like better? Because I gotta know.
Anime from the 80s and 90s or get the fuck out for me, dude.
I'm more of a
well, that depends for me
kind of person. If it catches my fancy, I'll like it. Like My Hero Academia, Sailor Moon. If it catches my fancy, I'll like it.
I mean, I look at it like this, like in the 80s and 90s, we didn't have, streaming services or anything like that to be able to determine, if an anime is good or not. Because mostly we had to rent them out and watch it for ourselves. Because that's
we also had anime magazines to let us know which anime is good or not.
The first anime I ever rented was Daizinger. And that changed my life right there. That show, because it reminded me so much of, like it reminded me of cartoons like Pokemon and stuff like that, which I didn't even know that Pokemon was an anime when I was a kid. I was a kid. I thought it was just a cartoon.
My first was Dragon Ball, obviously, like most people.
Dude, my first anime was Akira from the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yep.
Okay, D&D girl had a question, so
Violence Jack.
So I've had people I've had the question asked before to me of what was your first anime, and I usually say the first one where I knew it was an anime was Full Metal Alchemist because before then I just thought, hey, this is a cool cartoon, and that was it. I didn't know that it was called anime. But my question is, does it technically count as an anime if it was a show that was made by a Japanese company that was translated called Grim Fairy Tale Classics?
Well, I mean, I watched Power Rangers, which I didn't know it was from Japan.
Neither did I.
And I grew up with that.
And I mean, same thing goes with like a Godzilla. I didn't know Godzilla was Japanese until someone said, "This is Japanese." It's like, oh wait, what?
Well,
Godzilla.
that's why I'm asking if it counts as
I did not know. At first, I did not know Godzilla was Japanese.
Tetsu no Tachio Zurenja Zurenja.
Yo, who remembers that shitty ass?
It's kind of funny if you start raging while singing that song, going crazy.
Yeah.
It's called Grim Fairy Tale Classics, and I remember when I was a teeny little child thing
baby
watching it on Nick Jr. I watched it on Nick Jr. and years later I found out it was made by a Japanese company. So I'm wondering if that technically counts as my first anime or not.
Well, you know what's funny is, in technicality, even though the first anime that I actually sat down and watched was Pokemon, the technical first anime that I seen was when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and I came across, well, you're flipping through the channel and stuff, and on the Sci-Fi channel, I came across a movie. I didn't know what it was, but the only thing, what I remembered was this demon dude had his arm cut off, and he fell into what I thought was lava. Well, 10 years later, when me and my girlfriend at the time were watching anime movies, she showed me this anime called Ninja. Hold on. Ninja Scroll. That's what it was. Ninja Scroll. And when that scene came up, and when that scene came up, I was like, wait a minute. I know this anime, technically.
Well, what
I haven't finished Ninja Scrolls. It was only a little bit I watched, but I gotta watch it again. Dang, it was so long ago.
What I'm really asking is because of the fact that it was just them doing an animated version of Grim Fairy Tale Classics. As long as it was made by a Japanese company, does it technically count as anime? So I know whether or not to say that was my very first anime.
Wolf Brigade. The Wolf Brigade. That was a good movie.
It was made in Japan, then yes.
I also remember, like a year later, after seeing Grim Fairy Tale Classics, an anime with a girl with 2 koala friends. And I don't know what it's called, but I know it exists because I've seen clips of it on YouTube.
I watched Samurai Pizza Cats.
Hold on, we ain't gonna talk about Speed Racer.
What's that?
Samurai Pizza
I remember.
Cats? You've never seen Samurai Pizza Cats?
Yeah, it's literally the Asia version of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Samurai Pizza Cats.
Oh God. Samurai
Pizza Cats.
I've never really heard of that one.
I'm gonna see if I can find that again, because basically I'm kind of curious, because basically, my first anime were actually, Sailor Moon, Gundam. I've actually watched Tenchi Muyo, Star, plus Dragon Ball Z. Those are like the big 5 for me back when I was a kid, when what got me into anime.
But I know, like I said,
and Outlaw Star is still my holy grail.
Like I said, I've seen clips of this anime on YouTube, but until I found those clips, I thought it was some dream I had, because I only saw like a couple episodes, and then after that, Nick Jr. stopped showing it, so I just assumed I dreamt it. And do you know how freaky that is to be like, I thought I dreamt that, when you see it?
What was it?
It was an anime with a girl who had a koala friend, and the koala friend's sister kept trying to make the koala friend go back to Koala Land or something.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, because when you think, oh god, it's like that whole thing with the whole alternate reality thing. You see something, and
Mandela effect.
yeah, and then it never exists. I had a friend who said that there was this Final Fantasy VII game or this Final Fantasy game. You know Final Fantasy Valentine, Vincent Valentine, right? Anybody knows that game? That person, a friend of mine, or
Yeah, I've played it.
he wasn't that necessarily. He's not necessarily a friend. He's more like an associate. And he said that there was a Final Fantasy game that he played that had that same cover, but with Cloud on it. And he's the only one that remembers that game. Him and his brother is the only ones. And I tried to research it for him. There was another thing about that where he said that he's seen a video of Kamen Rider beating all the Power Rangers. It was like a completely different video that he saw back then. I was like, okay, let me look this up. Tried to help him look it up. He never found it. And it's like, oh God, it might be some kind of Mandela effect thing going on or some alternative reality thing. And people say that doesn't exist. I'm like, then why is it when people see certain things and no one else saw it? Why is that? Why is events like that happen? It's so fucking scary, man.
Have you
so dreadful?
Hey,
You know what?
Trust me. Trust me, that happens a lot. Like even YouTube, trust me. If you were a YouTuber back when YouTube was really starting off, there was so many videos that you could watch, so many videos that shouldn't have been on YouTube, and so many videos that people wish were still on YouTube.
When it came, I'm sorry, but when I first started YouTube, the first people that I ever watched was the Angry Video Game Nerd and Spoonie, and also Mr. Anime. Not you, Mr. Anime, the other Mr. Anime. the guy that murdered his entire family.
The bad one, the evil one.
Yeah, but I used to like Mr. Anime. I mean, I knew him as a person. I mean, I used to chat with him. And
that would be a cool idea for a comic though, like Mr. Anime versus the ghost of Mr. Anime.
But no joke, guys. But I actually got the chance to talk to Mr. Anime, and he seemed like a really nice guy. I mean, he knew what he was talking about. And
No, Mr. Anime versus his evil twin brother.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mr. Anime 343 versus Mr.
I don't know. Let's go the Nintendo route.
I was actually gonna riff on some of Mr. Anime's old videos.
Well, let's go the Nintendo route.
Murder jokes.
like all Mr. Anime versus Robot Mr. Anime. Like, you know, Mecha Sonic versus Sonic.
I think this is foreshadowing into something.
Like, what if Mr. Anime gets out of prison and then he finds this Mr. Anime that we see today, and they just go at it, and Mr. Anime 343 beats his ass.
You faker! Hey, faker!
Guys.
What's it because Silent of the Lambs on Mr. Anime and be like, put the lotion on.
Oh, dude.
Guys.
Put the
lotion on.
Oh, guys, D&D girl wants to say something.
D&D girl wants to say something.
I found it because I used Google like all SJWs should use to not look like fucking idiots. I typed in anime about a girl and koalas, and it came up with the wondrous koala blinky noozles. And it's this because it has the girl and stuff in the picture. It depicts the adventures of a 12-year-old girl named Sandy and her koala friends, Blinky and Pinky, who are from the extra-dimensional realm of Koala Walla Land.
Only Japan.
Only in Japan.
This shit came out in 1984, 1987.
Phew.
Oh, someone is calling me. Hold on.
Hey.
I mean, kind of, you know, branching off the toe, people remembering things that no one else does. I remember seeing one video a while back where somebody was talking about how they remember this show on Nickelodeon because of porn.
Sorry about that.
And what they remembered was this big nose guy coming out of a mirror, I believe, and attacking the protagonist.
Oh,
but,
the Clockman thing?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Oh,
it's
crap.
like
I know that one. I mean, I hadn't watched it, but I saw it in a YouTube video. It feels good to finally find out what that thing is after you've been looking for it for so many years.
Like, I mean, one that I had a while back was on MTV, and it was a show like with Beavis and Butthead and Aeon, no, not Aeon Flux. It was well, I think it was. Oh man, I forgot what the other one was. But there was a show. Well, okay, so there was a show where this had this demon creature thing living inside his head, and their heads were huge, and he would go to like some kind of AA meeting. There's like another guy who had a lawnmower blade in his head.
Someone actually did a review of that short. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's called The Head. Go figure, right?
Yeah.
But like, no, I mean, for the longest time, I didn't know what the hell it was, and it's like I did what you did before Google.
I see it. Damn,
Yahoo.
this guy has a big ass fucking head.
Like, I went to ask Yahoo about it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, go on, man.
All right. Well, anyway, like I was trying to say, I was actually, trying to do like the Lollicon stuff. I know that, Dionysus-sama actually just, had a crazy for it because, I was actually doing it on behalf of my best friend, J Senpai X4. And he's been, defending that as well.
There's gonna be a lot of people who's gonna call you the P word because
I know that's the thing. That's what I was worried about. Like, dude, you got some cojones, man. You got the cojones.
Wait, they're gonna
here's
call
the thing.
Mr. Anime
Here's the
the
thing. People
plebe?
accept things like toddlers and tiaras. People actually came on and said they had freaking thoughts of those little girls while jerking off. There was actual stuff like that. There's actual shit where these people actually have thoughts about those little girls and toddlers and tiaras masturbating. And I'm like, but people's going after lolicon. There's actual children being.
Calm down, man. Calm down. Basically, we get it. We get it.
Well, then I guess they love cuties then.
I'm pretty sure they do.
All I got to say is pure utter cringe. Those are my only 3 words. Pure utter cringe.
Oh man, that shit is.
People want to say anime it causes pedophilia. So much fucking hate.
You know what's funny though? Like, I mean,
it really doesn't. It's the mentality of the person that just making excuses and they just use anime as a crutch.
And I'm going to throw my 2 cents in with this whole Lodi business. Like, first and foremost, it's a fictional character, right? And no big deal. It's not that deep, right? And here's the thing: if you're going to have this energy for, a Lodi in a one-piece bikini, why don't you also complain about other stupid things, since you want to be stupid? Like, say, when Deku or Dai or any other fictional character gets the living shit beat out of them by the bad guy, why aren't you saying child abuse, right?
Because Deku is a guy. That's the problem.
Oh
Men
my
don't
god.
get rights with these assholes.
Yeah, no.
And I mean, and to kind of
that's typically how it usually goes. Fucking.
And to kind of go a little further here, like, let's take this to cartoons.
Holy crap! A new Dead Cells update. Sorry, I had to.
But let's take this to American cartoons. Since you got this energy and stuff, why aren't you going to also complain about, say, the Rugrats, where you have characters that you got the little kids roaming off, going on little adventures, and their parents don't do anything. It's wouldn't that be child neglect, right?
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna cry about that or whatever. You're only focused on lowlies, and it's just why?
Because
Why are you so?
because people just want to bash on anime. They want to have an excuse to say anime sucks. Japan needs to have the Hiroshima bombing all over again. That's what people really want to say. They really
that's what pisses me off about anime haters. They're always looking for excuses to hate on the Japanese, wanting to nuke all of Japan and salt it.
People have a natural hatred for Japan. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people is closet racist towards Japan.
Okay,
didn't you hear? Here, and Mr. Anime knows about the thing I coined, but didn't you hear? Japanese people are white, not of color.
Basically, in D&D girls' terms
everybody
here,
was in color.
Basically, Asian people are actually Schrodinger's white. Basically, they don't actually fit into a context of an argument unless they're really needed. See Cobra Kai. Like, how...
No Asian representation in Cobra Kai. And it's like, but I thought you said it. At least Japanese people were white.
Well, Kung Fu
Alex Hogan hit the nail right on the head. Even if it was on laser sights, the anti-racists, and I'm using the figure quotations here, are the real racists.
I'm sorry, Mad Matt. You kind of sound like Rick from Rick and Morty.
Morty.
Wow.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm doing that as a compliment.
Oh yeah, basically.
I'll take that as a compliment there.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's because you have that raspy voice like Rick does. Like you'd make a good impersonator.
Well, better a raspy voice than really nasally, obnoxious, whiny voice.
Yeah. All we need to do is give you some alcohol and you make a good Rick Sanchez.
SJW.
Let me give me some Jägermeister and I'm good to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love Jaeger bombs. Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
If I have to,
I'm surprised that a lot of these Japanese.
I'd love to support my local brewery.
I'm surprised these Japanese creators on Twitter don't actually call out a lot. They do, but I'm surprised a lot of these Japanese people don't and just start roasting these fucking SJW fucking morons. I'm surprised they don't go all out.
They do one of the time Cold Squad. I got that one Sailor Moon redraw. The SJW decided to be more realistic, but when they did, the Japanese people were like, this is shit.
And Mr. Anime.
But they really need to actually just tear them a new one. Like they really need to go and fucking roast these fucking. I don't know what to call them because at this point I can say anything in the world and it won't be enough for them.
Just call them
Hey, Mr. Anime, should we talk about this? About Vic Mignona?
We did that last week.
Oh no! I mean, what happened recently?
The sex anime thing.
Recently.
Yeah. He got disinvited because everyone who works on My Hero Academia threatened to boycott and not come if Vic was disinvited. And if it were me, I'd be like, okay, we got the voice of Ariel and stuff. We don't need y'all's crappy asses.
The thing though,
Vic needs to make a video calling all these dudes out if he really needs to, because he needs to be heard. I
feel like they're definitely doing too much because now it just seems like anime creators are saying, oh, he did this or he did that, but this he say she say bullshit that basically it truly just gets on my nerves. The fact that it's been literally 2 years, actually 3 years. I'm sorry, but it's been 3 years since this whole thing started.
2 years.
Like people had not gotten over this yet. I mean, dude, he really needs to make this video make a video calling this shit out. He needs to make his YouTube channel and call this shit out.
The thing though is,
evidence, but they don't show it, and they say, "Oh, well, we'll show it after this is in there." I'm like, "Bitch,
no, you're not."
Evidence? Someone assaulted me. I'd be posting that on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Basically, make sure as many people see this guy was a monster. You're lying. You're lying because if you had evidence, you'd show it.
The thing though is like this only makes them look bad because I mean Funimation already has a bad reputation already. Like if they're doing this shit like calling conventions and telling them to cancel, somebody's appearance, that falls under the legal territory because you're affecting their money.
Yeah.
I get
they're only
making himself
in
embrace so
you
hard,
fired
man,
him.
especially with Dragon Ball.
Since you fucking fired him, you know what I mean? Like, how's he supposed to make money?
I give Sex Anime 2 years, and I'm being generous before they have to close down permanently because they can't make enough money to keep the con going because people are pissed that they disinvited Vic. They don't seem to get that Vic draws in people.
And it seems like Vic is a real nice guy too. He doesn't seem like a complete dickhead.
I mean, I'm going to Metrotham Con this weekend. Not this weekend, the next weekend. I'm going to be seeing Vic.
You're going to be talking. Hey, you should ask him why he don't make a video calling these people out.
No, like he doesn't. Like he already told us that this was going to happen back in 2014. He went to a con and he said that this was going to happen. He already did a video already.
Yeah, cloud chasers.
He already called this out and said that years from now, people are going to talk about me. They're going to basically spread rumors about me. They're going to say this, that, and the third. So he basically told the future of what was going to happen.
He knew this was going to happen.
Because they probably was already plotting on him. He probably overheard something and he already knew.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
That's how it is in these freaking entertainment industries. People are always doing some cutthroat bullshit, and this is where we're at. A bunch of scumbags.
That's why I prefer not to be famous. I mean,
I don't want to listen. YouTube fame is just enough.
Marzipan has reared her ugly head again. Methinks she spent all of her GoFundMe money that was supposed to be for legal fees, air quotes, and now she needs more money, so she's gonna try and get back in and say, "Oh, I'm being sued again. I need help paying for my legal fees again."
She needs to get a job.
Man, she's almost like Chris Chan.
Alice Coogan brings up a good point here. Hang on. They Me Too'd Quentin Flynn recently, too.
Bastards!
Okay, who's Quentin Flynn? I'm sorry.
The voice of Raiden from Metal Gear Solid.
He's also the voice of Henry Cooldown from No More Heroes. He's also the voice of Axel from Kingdom Hearts.
I like Axel, and people was trying to Me Too him.
Son of a bitch!
Mm-hmm.
These people,
and he already took it to court. Though, and the judge went in his favor.
These Me Too women, they're just mad because they don't get no dick. That's what it is. They're just mad because they can't get dick.
They're hideous. They're hideous inside
and out. Have mental problems, like actual mental problems, like up there, and they're not getting help for it.
And they're sexually frustrated too.
Like Chris Chan.
Yeah, Chris. I don't really care about Chris Chan. Wait a minute, that dude is so 2005, 2006. Why is everyone still talking about him? He's old.
Because he always pops up and we get reminded that Sonichu was a thing.
Not just that, but the idiot still.
I used to be in the I used to be in the commentary community, and we did commentary videos on this guy, and it was just. It's kind of sad and pathetic that people are making content based on him, but back then it was just,
But here's the thing. Chris Chan somehow, some way, for whatever God knows reason, is somehow rid of him because he thinks.
I mean, he drunk his own cum.
He drunk his own semen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See, here's the thing. See, because he's stupid, he doesn't understand that your cojones produce baby gravy, every single fucking day, right? So, because of his piss poor excuse of brain, he thinks he has to recycle his mojo, and he uses Fanta He drank.
This dude is fucking disgusting. I didn't
but
know that.
Hold up,
I didn't
hold up,
know.
hold up. This year, this idiot, this sad sack of piss and shit, he believes that the dimensional merge will happen. Now, for those of you who don't know what the dimensional merge is, this idiot believes that cartoons and OCs are real, and they live in this fucking universe, and they're gonna get. Jesus Christ! As I say this, it sounds
Oh
stupid.
God! Does he really?
he believes
Okay,
in string
our
theory. Lovely.
universal barriers are very strong, so I don't think that's gonna happen. And
I'm already living in a fucking cartoon. God damn.
Maybe Chris Chan wasn't really off base there. I mean, we're all.
I feel like I live in a
dude,
fucking
this guy.
the way this
Okay,
country's
hold
going.
on. This guy, Chris Chan, literally
He's 39.
Okay, hold on. There was this one thing where this guy forced Chris Chan. He doxed him, and then Chris Chan was humping his own PS3, I believe, because he scared him into doing it, and it was this weird pedophile fucking gay guy who blackmailed Chris Chan to doing it. I think this happened back in like 2006 or something like that.
Yeah.
I seen a video made about it on with a YouTuber named Blue Mages, stuff like that.
Also, he harassed the girl that he liked to the point where she literally had a mental. Yeah, she literally had a mental breakdown because of the fact that this dude made comics of her, like made a character of her, to the point where he basically was insulting her, like threatening to kill her, like stuff like that.
Yo, Chris Chan needs to go to fucking jail. He needs to go to fucking jail with the Tyrone.
Here's the thing. Chris Chan is 39 years old. He has
39.
Yes,
39.
This dude is almost 40.
I mean, the guy has serious mental problems.
He still lives with his mom.
Thank you, God, for making me born an idiot like this dude.
His house actually burned down.
Have that serious.
He burned it.
I mean,
he's the one who burned it. He's the one.
I live with my mom for financial reasons. Jeez,
that was a hoarder house.
Dude, Chris Chan, I did not know he was this fucking bad. I did not fucking know.
Okay, so check it out. So he's 39 years old. He lives with his mommy because he doesn't want to get a job because he legit believes he is a goddess, an actual goddess. He doesn't need to get a job because he's too good for him. Blah blah blah. He needs to use his big powerful brain to get the dimensional merge to happen. He literally thought for an entire year that he swapped his body with his cartoon son, Sonic Chew, and he literally believes that he's married to Nacha-chan and two of his other OCs and Mewtwo.
Yo, this dude needs to go into a fucking mental. He needs to go into a mental asylum. This dude is a fucking nut. This guy is fucking loose.
You want to know something funny? I got a funny story.
Dude, fuck that.
I actually do. I do got a funny story about
that shit.
I do got a funny story about Chris Chan.
I
don't know. I don't.
Hold up, guys. Hold up. Let the man speak. Let
D&D. Do you want me to go ahead, D&D girl, or you?
I just want to say I follow several artists on YouTube and I watch them stream and draw and stuff. And this one girl, she likes to because she actually admits that when she looks at her Sonic OC from when she was a kid, she realizes, oh my God, she's a Mary Sue. But she'll take Sonic OCs and draw them to actually look like they would actually appear in the game or any of the animes.
Yeah.
And she decided to redesign I think they were supposed to be based off the evolutions.
The chaotic combo.
Yeah.
Of Chris Chan's thing, and she did a good job, but Chris Chan got pissy about it because how dare she redesign his thing to actually, look good.
Look good.
All right, so you guys ready for this story?
Yes.
My stuff good.
So there was this girl that he was dating, which
Air quotes.
Okay, air quote. This was a girl. Yes, there was a girl, quote girl, that was dating him
from Canada.
No, she was dating him from another state or something along those lines.
No,
I don't remember.
It's a joke, PC. It's a joke
Right.
that if someone lies and says they have a girlfriend, they usually say she lives in Canada.
Oh my god!
Canada, eh?
But anyways, he was dating this girl for a while.
Russian mail order brides, to be honest.
And then there's a Skype recording of this, by the way. There's a Skype recording somewhere on YouTube. Just look it up. But she got him into a Skype call and basically told him that she was actually 13.
Oh.
Wait a minute, you mean you mean Jordan?
Yeah. She told him that she was 13.
That is a
and called him a
felony.
fucking pedophile. She basically trolled him.
Wait, hold on. Pirate, aren't you talking about Jordy, the guy that got Christian to shove the medallion up his ass?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
No.
He was a 13-year-old boy who sounded like a girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, Jesus!
It was actually a 13-year-old boy.
Christian, get a. Oh my god, this dude.
The thing though is they trolled him. They got him good.
And the thing is, the other trolls were telling the guy like, "Hey, now come on, man, don't." And he was like, "No, shut up. No, let him shove the medallion up his ass."
He's a fucking Christian is. Oh man!
When
you look at people like that, you thank God that you wasn't
do,
born a retard. You just thank God, man.
Christian is a simp.
Thank God I'm not born retarded because god damn.
Oh, hold on. Don't say that. Don't say that.
He sounds like a fucking simp.
Yeah, like
I mean, the way he talks, is just like how a cartoon would talk.
Really? I didn't really hear what he sounds like, but he this dude is insane. I wouldn't be surprised if he started going around stabbing people for the fun of it.
Let's talk about that right now. Like, cause remember his mom? Like he abuses her.
No time.
He abuses his own mother.
I'm gonna wrap this up, okay?
Oh,
yeah. Save that one for another show.
We're going down a rabbit hole.
We're saving that one.
Lest we not come back.
Yeah.
Are you sure politics are the thing we should ban?
All right, guys, I'm actually going to call it good for now. So I really do appreciate you guys being here. So would you guys like to say any final words before I end the stream?
Who wants to go first?
All right.
Let's go with
Ian.
First? Oh, okay, all right. All right. Well, so sorry I came in late. It was fun. It was nice seeing the new guys. The guy beside me, I don't know what your name is. Pirate.
What's up?
It's nice to see you. Nice to see you, Pirate. Nice to see you again, Zombie 2. And of course, D&D girl and Matt. Awesome to see you guys. And yeah, so remember to keep things to live out your desires and don't let any woke ass losers take them away.
All right, Animix.
This is DBZ and GT for life, and fuck the woke. Keep rocking,
yes.
All right, Zombie.
Well, fuck 4chan.
Yes.
Let's hope they don't come after you.
All right, PC.
All right, so you can follow me on Twitter at Canvas Pirate. You can also subscribe to my channel, Pirate Canvas, on YouTube. I make reviews on movies, video games, anime, and I also like to share my opinion on things. So, yeah.
All right, D&D girl.
Hollywood, stop listening to wokies. They will never buy the crap they suggest.
And finally, Mad Matt.
Just be excellent to each other and party the fuck on, dudes. And for God's sakes, do not drink your own man juice.
All right, as always, guys. Okay, guys. Well, anyway, I do appreciate you guys being here with me today. And just remember these 3 things, guys. Respect the waifus, enjoy your fandoms, anime is freedom. And until the next one, this is Mr. Anime 343 saying, sayonara, everyone.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Later.